Good morning, gorgeous. Great to be with you out here. Hoping the Wi-Fi holds up because it's actually misty. And in the past, the Wi-Fi hasn't been particularly brilliant when it's been this humid. But I want to show you the garden, so let me get on with it. Here is the fabulous thalictrum. Isn't that just... I get the best view. Just glorious. Look, you have these huge heads of flowers and see they're covered in mist, dew. And they open out and look like this. It's just starting. It's so gorgeous. Hi, Heather. Isn't this fabulous? Yeah, morning again. We had such a good time in the Heartfield. That's why we're late. But oh my God, it was awesome. So this is the fabulous thing that I have to show you in the mist. And, you know, we have roses. I just transplanted this rose here from behind me pretty much. Good morning, Andrew. Late, but in perfect time. Let's get close. I mean, everything's, you know, covered in water droplets. There's just nothing missing. And the Wi-Fi's holding up, so whoopee. Here's a big foxglove. There's always one or two in the garden somewhere. And let's not forget the lilies. See why I have to show you this. The lilies, and look, with the fallen petals, oh look, there's a spider's web that's covered in dew. And the violets down there, they're just so profuse. And they grow in amongst the snow carpet rose, which is just, you know, let me get up closer. Yes, I know there's brown blossoms, but isn't the colours just fabulous? Good morning, Laura. It's great to see you. So it's all very beautiful out here, and now we have dahlias. Nora, I'm glad you can sneak 5 minutes. It's lovely to be able to share the garden with you because it's really beautiful. And look, we still have lates in our areas. They're mostly done. Oh, yes, and these things make seed pods and will invade the world if I don't pick the seed pods off. Let me show you what I'm doing. So these are the Spanish irises, which are now just leaves. And we still have this wonderful sedum, which is crazy. Oh, you're building a deck. It's hilarious. I bet it's fine and sunny where you are, and here we're just up in the clouds. It's misty. But I love that. And we have more roses. This I got to show you. Here's the compassion rose. They're all doing this better this year because the cherry has been pruned and they're getting more light. And light turns out to be pretty important for roses, so isn't that glorious? You just have to imagine the scent. It's the most beautiful scent in this rose. And we've got another sweetheart rose there. Cecile Brunner is the fancy name. And look at this one. It's kind of got dark bits on the edges. Isn't it beautiful? Look at the fractal curl swirl thing in the middle there. It's just a wonderful rose. And then there's Wilhelm, which, you know, is about a third of the size it should be. But that's because it's right under the cherry tree. So now that there's more light, I'm hoping it'll do a lot better. Next year more than this year. Last but not least, we have iceberg. This rose is just so good. The camera will just sort itself out so that you're not getting just whole great heaps of glare. And no focus. Come on, sort it out, camera. This is awful. Let's try and get... It's really very confused. I'm going to turn it around and turn it back and see if that's... There you go. Now you can actually see what I'm raving about. Look at that. It says little tiny hints of pink on it. And the buds are so beautiful. So, you know, this is really the best time in this garden for roses. And there you go. I got to show you the flowers. There's the Luculia, which needs pruning. And yeah, we're outside. And it seems to be holding up, so I'm going to stay out here because it's so nice to wander around outside. Julian, hello! Ah, wow. I always come out of the Heartfield so vibed. It's an awesome space, awesome people, and amazing shit's happening in there. What can I say? That's enough. I just said it. So today, I want to talk... God, what am I talking about today? You wouldn't believe how hard it is sometimes to remember what I'm talking about today after I've been excited about flowers. Oh, look. Just while I'm trying to remember, this is something that's just happening. Look. This is the first time this one's flowered. And it's fantastic because this is an iris I thought I'd lost. Ah! Yay! Woo-hoo is right. That's the most glorious thing, and I thought I'd lost it. There it is. Woohoo! Okay. So we are talking about... It's coming back to me. somebody can tap a word from the thing in the comments, and that'll help. I know we're talking about something. It's about unconscious programs of unworthiness. That's what it is. And it's because one of you had this wonderful a huge aha, and it's in the comments from yesterday, I think, or the day before. And the aha was this: as soon as I start to feel good, I feel bad. I feel guilty for feeling good. What the hell? And, obviously, oh my God, I'm so used to feeling bad that when I feel good, it feels wrong to me. And, geez, I'm going to change that. And I thought, let's talk about that. Because, and that's what it was. And that was what made me realise, we feel guilty, but fundamentally we feel those things when we feel unworthy. Everything, sooner or later, comes back to feeling unworthy. Believe it or not. And so, if you feel guilty when you're happy, it's because on some level you believe you don't deserve to feel happy. If you think about being abundant and a whole lot of shit comes up inside you, that is representative of the fact that in some part of you really don't feel worthy, deserving, whatever it is, of having the abundance that you desire and you need and you absolutely do deserve. It really is quite drizzly out here, we'll see. And the extrapolation, the extension from that, and the thing that, again, really I was confused about for a long time, is what? You mean that everything that's here in my life and everything that isn't here in my life, it's only like that because the only things that can get to me are the things that I actually truly, really, within myself, 80% of the time, feel worthy to have? And the answer to that question is yes. And that's a bit of a, oh my God, really? I don't feel worthy to be abundant. Because if I really did, and I really embodied that, and really lived that, and really was that, it would be here. And there's two ways that it would be here. First, and this is about the solution to the problem, if I really, truly feel, live, breathe, taste, move, act, everything like the most worthy, elevated, divine, advanced, whatever I want to be being in the universe, then I already feel like that. I already own everything. I already have everything. And it's not about I'm entitled to it. It's just, hey, this is who I am. I have the things I desire. Because it fills my cup, and I can share, and I can do what I want to do with it. It's just who I am. And so I already feel like it. I already have it in that way. Like my body and I am having the experience of having my dream life now, when I truly embody it. And when I get better at truly embodying it, really feeling it and living it and breathing it and moving it and everything else, and I get so I can do that more, sooner or later, I'm going to look up and it's going to be there. Because of the resonant electromagnetic signature that I am permanently, always, 100% of the time, sending out to the universe, and the universe must endorse who I'm being, and so it's the sum total of who I'm being. When I'm not thinking, when I'm not paying attention, who am I habitually? What things do I say offhandedly? Or think, there's never enough, or this is how life is, or it's always like that, or life just has it in for me, or shit happens. Really? Does it? So we're running these often completely unconscious programs about, no, you don't deserve to be happy. You were born and your mother couldn't cope, and it's your fault that she became mentally ill or killed herself, or your siblings suddenly didn't get enough attention and they blame you, or just whatever the story is, it's my fault. I did it. I'm the one that hurt everybody. And so, of course, if that's the signal that you are unconsciously sending to the universe, it has to endorse that. It sends you more pain and difficulty. It has no choice in the matter. Life does not have it in for you. You could say that you have it in for you, but you don't realise that you have it in for you. And it's because we're running these programs and we don't know. They're utterly unconscious. Totally unconscious. To use a really good example that Bruce Lipton often explains this. He tells the story often. You have a friend, And you look at that friend and you see that they behave exactly like their father or their mother, you know. And everybody else that knows this person sees the way they push their hair back like their father does, or they walk like their parent, or whatever. And everybody, and you know, maybe there's a little idiosyncrasy, and it's kind of cute, and you all chuckle at each other, you know, about John who does that thing and doesn't realise it. And then you tell John, look, this is what you do, and you're just like your dad. And John is like, what the hell are you talking about? I don't do that. Because he can't see it. Everyone else can see it. The only person who can't see it is John. So we are not conscious of what we do unconsciously, because, I mean, it's an evolutionary fact that you can't be consciously having to remember how to walk and how to move and how to put food in your mouth and how to clean yourself. We have to run on programs. Otherwise, we'll be so busy reinventing in every 5 minutes how to do all those basic things, excuse me, got a tickle, that we'd never actually get around to creating anything. So it's great that we have automatic programs that we run. But the problem is that when they're opinions about ourselves and perceptions about the world and how life is and everything else, and they're not helpful, and they're running below our awareness, and they're limiting us, well, that's a bit of a problem, right? So then you think, well, what's the solution? I'm going to go inside because it is sort of starting to rain. And I showed you the garden, that's really good. So let me go inside. If that's the problem, what is the solution? I was prepared. I put the keys in the door. Right, here we go, inside. I'm even going to turn on the lights because it's kind of dark. So what's the solution, right? The solution is not to go through memory lane and try to figure out all the reasons why you feel unworthy. Please, no. And why? You know, start a question for 10 points. Is that not a good idea? Because what are you thinking about? What are you digging into? What are you combing through when you were trying to figure that out? Yesterday, last year, last lifetime. Who cares? It's in the past. It's not now. The solution to recognizing, oh, gee, I really don't feel worthy, because you try to imagine yourself abundant, right? Or you try to imagine yourself whole. You try to imagine yourself with a lover, with a partner, with a soulmate, with someone that gets you. You try to imagine yourself with community that gets you. You try to imagine yourself with time to relax, but and money as well, so that you can live and you don't have to be endlessly in the hamster wheel. Oh, blessings, Nora. Have a beautiful time. Mwah. You know, when all of that stuff comes up, that is the signpost to you to say, well, I have this ideal that I'm starting to work on creating, I'm starting to play on and explore and try and imagine and envision who this person is when I have money and I have time and I have health and I have companions and all of that. And I start to think about it and it's like, oh, no, you can't do that. No, nobody loves you. Nobody wants to be with you. Nothing that you have to offer will ever be worthy of anybody giving you money for it. No. And all of that comes up, and that's all, broadly speaking, saying, I'm not worthy of it. And the thing is, that's going to come up when you make a conscious choice to be somebody else. Sorry. If you make a conscious choice to start living and breathing and moving and behaving and choosing and everything else as your best approximation of a worthy person, and remember we talked yesterday about the fact that you may not know what it feels like to feel worthy or loved or healthy or whatever, but just make your best approximation. You might have seen somebody behaving like absolute nobility and royalty in a movie and thought, I'd like to feel like that. Well, start there. If you just pretend to be that for a day, you'll soon notice when you think, oh shit, I'm not behaving like that royalty person. I'm behaving like an asshole. Bloody hell, I never saw that before. So you see it by contrast. You see, you don't need to bust yourself looking for the thing. Hi, Sandy, it's great to see you live. As soon as you make a choice to step outside of the comfort of your normalcy, outside of your program, and sometimes you can drift there, and sometimes you totally have to kind of, I'm going there anyway, because everything in me is saying this is wrong. Your resistance is going to come up. You don't need to go looking for it. What you want to do is take the step into the unknown, the you that you can't imagine, the you that you've no idea who that is. And it's going to feel weird. Because like I said, yesterday, here I am going to the unknown. My body's saying, this is new. I'm used to having my pain and my difficulty and my restriction to lean on. It's not there. Oh, give me back the old thing. I know what to do with it. The more you make the choice to just step by step, incrementally. I do not mean jumping off a cliff without a parachute. I mean getting to know this new person. And practicing having uncompromising peace when everything isn't peaceful. I know you know what that's like, Laura. And yet we get better at drifting and not forcing ourselves. But sometimes it's like, I just have to kind of grit my teeth and do this anyway. And the more we do that, whatever the resistance is that comes up, well, you deal with that. You say, oh, okay. I find myself realizing I really think I can't do this. Hang on a minute. All I'm doing is saying I am acting as royalty for a day. Hold on. What do you mean I can't act as royalty for a day? I can't carry myself with dignity and pride and nobility. I'm not allowed to do that. Oh, because somebody said, well, you're crap and you're useless and people who are useless don't carry themselves with pride and dignity. Well, what am I going to do? Carry on doing it? You see, your stuff will come up. And if you just pay attention and realize the discomfort and the pain and the cognitive dissonance that you feel inside yourself when you consciously choose to embody something other than who you are used to being, that's your signpost. That's all you need to know. Is just overcome that. Don't think about yesterday. Don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about the bigger picture. It's all too much and you don't know what it is. So forget about that if that's what you need to do. I mean, it's great if you know what the long view looks like. But me, I haven't known for a very long time. And I only realised a couple of days ago that I'm finally starting to really get something more tangible about what my future looks, because I'm finally enough not who I used to be able to receive some of the crazy, different and amazing things. It's just little tiny flashes of them about where I'm going. I couldn't even perceive those 3 months ago. Forget it. It wasn't possible for me to perceive who I'm becoming, even 3 months ago. Just not possible. So we grow into it, and the point is that, for, 18 months now, and before that too, but with more tools and with more empowerment and more ability now. For 18 months, I have been making those choices and backing them up with the work that I do that helps me change myself at that unconscious level, right? Unconscious, subconscious. I have been practicing and flexing my new muscles, absolutely. I've been overcoming myself. And so you don't need to go looking for the reasons why you feel unworthy. All you need to do is grasp some small aspect of what you think, feel, imagine, envision the life that you desire could be like. It's not set in concrete. You're not saying, oh, it's going to be like this. Guaranteed it won't be, because you're going to grow. But just for a day, try it on and see what comes up. And just notice it. You don't even have to solve it. That thing where you say, okay, I'm going to pretend to be royalty for a day. And that doesn't mean being stuck up and snobby and a pain in the ass. The best examples of royalty that you see have nobility, and they serve. They do a lot of service. That's the best that we see in royalty, right? Never mind the other shit. You're not interested in that. So, you embody it for a day and you see what resistance comes up. And sometimes all you need to do is just watch it. Don't try to fix it. Because again, if you say, oh, why do I feel like that? And why is this so hard? And what do I need to do to resolve it? You're putting more and more attention on the thing that you don't want to be anymore. And the more where you put your attention is where you put your energy. Because literally you're firing those circuits in your brain, you're adding more experience and more energy to them, and you're pouring that chemistry into your body, and let me poke at this ugly box of tricks. No, get your attention off it and onto who you want to be. The details do sort themselves out, but oh my God, I never realised it was like this, honestly. For a long time, it's like, oh my God, I can't work it out. I can't see the details. I can't see how I'm going to, who or anything. And I just had to keep letting go, really, of I didn't know what. I didn't know what I was letting go of even. I'm in the dark here. But I knew because of listening to other people tell the stories of what they'd done in their lives, and I knew because I'd read the science about how this work that I've learned from Dr. Joe Dispenza works, that sooner or later it was going to work for me. And I mean, it was all along. It's just that, I always had an awareness that something was changing, and sometimes it's really obvious, and sometimes it's, well, I did that and I feel more coherent, and that's great. But in terms of creating my new life, I'm really only starting to see some really clear things and some inklings, in the last couple of months. I've been at this for a while. So I had to get past my own lackful beingness enough, which meant giving it a lot of not attention. I'm just not looking at my bank account. Oh gee, and when I do look at my bank account, I feel fear before I've even logged in to see what the balance is. Oh my God. And I had to log in yesterday. I thought, oh, here's the old response. No, I'm going to sit here and breathe in my heart. I just took 3 breaths in and out of my heart, made myself a little bit more coherent, went in. And it's all good. It's my old fear that's still running, even though there's nothing to be afraid of. It's a very deep unconscious program. I'm scared I don't have enough money. It's just not true. But there's still architecture in my brain about it, and my body is still very easily able to go there. So, this is the unconscious automatic self that we have to change. And you notice it real fast as soon as you decide to become somebody else. In the dance between the two, the flip-flop, the starting with one corner of the chocolate bar and just nibbling on that and realising that you're going to peel back more of the wrapper and more of the good stuff is going to be available to you, but you have to have faith that it's there. And oh God, I used that word. I hate that word because it immediately conjures all kinds of stuff. You have to have an awareness that there is more available to you than you can perceive. And there has to be some degree of surrender to that as a truth, independent of anything you can see, hear, taste, smell, touch. And even surrendering to that, I can't see it, is a journey in itself. And yeah, the cogs get moving and they turn, and it takes a while. But I'm getting better at it because I'm starting to see and feel and taste and smell and, perceive more of what my future's shaping up to be. Still massive big gaps, but I trust the process more. So I hope you get it that, whatever it is that I'm locking out of my life, it's me doing it. Nobody's got it in for me. And as I take the steps to embody who I choose to be, my resistance comes up. And all I have to do is notice that resistance in the moment and say, oh, hang on, do I want to be this or do I want to be that? And if you do that from moment to moment, you will change your life. There are ways to accelerate it, but that is the core process that we have to do, moment by moment, day by day. I'm out of time, but I did enjoy showing you the garden, and I'm so excited. I haven't lost that iris after all. You've no idea how. It's like, oh, fine, it's gone. But no, it's not. Okay, big love. I will see you tomorrow at the normal time. Bye-bye.